before. It's exactly what happened with New Jersey. If you're trying to figure out who to get rid of, and you don't get rid of anyone, and you bring back every single person, plus they're adding Stephanie, who's going to be a breakout star. I'm not feeling this season in Miami. It hasn't even started. Still, there seems to be a pattern that's emerged of these shows faltering right around the 15-year mark. Well, all right. I mean, come on. In a way, 15 years is pretty damn good. So, okay. And we're watching in real time as different housewife series try to overcome that slump in different ways. That is true. They are all trying. While RHONY experimented with wiping the slate clean, its predecessor, RHOC, bounced back from its own darkest days by doing the opposite. OC turned to its stacked deck of former housewives, bringing back faces like the aforementioned Dubrow and Bellino, and now they have Gretchen. But even though they've been gone for years, watching them again never felt like rehashing the past or chasing the show's glory days. We were seeing these classic housewives at a new stage of their lives, interacting with newer cast members to create a dynamic that was simultaneously fresh and nostalgic. I agree. The problem is, I did this with Sarah yesterday or Thursday. I can't even remember. She wouldn't let me get my thoughts out. I love Sarah, but the OC is it had people that they could do this with. You have to have the people. Everyone comes up with all these ideas. You have to A, have the person that you want to bring back, and B, the person has to be on brand. We tried it with Alexis. It failed. I don't think they're bringing Gretchen back just to set her up to fail. But in New York, the problem is if you go down the list, like I went down with Sarah the other day, I was trying to get all my thoughts out, is there's not as many people from the past. I don't care who you want to see. We have to live in reality. If someone is too hard to work with, if someone is aged out, if someone doesn't live here, they're not an option. So if you go down the list of the past New York people, the OC got lucky, but it's running. I mean, you can't bring back a cast member like I don't know, like Lynn Curtin. Love Lynn Curtin. First of all, she's now too old. I'm sorry. I'm old, okay? Nobody wants me either. But I'm just saying, so we have to figure that out. Peggy Tanos. I love her. I had her on this podcast. She wasn't on enough. You have to, I mean, the only person from the OC I think they have left is Joe De La Rosa. And I know she lives in LA. She, to me, is totally on brand. But the OC, because it was the first show, had so much to pull from. They had so many options. Alexis failed. I don't think they're setting Gretchen up for failure. I think they're going to try to keep her. I mean, Lydia, I know she just went through that thing with her brother. She wasn't a good housewife. She only on for 2 seasons. Lizzie Rosevach, she wasn't on. So the OC is kind of running out of people too. New York, if you look at it, Bethany Frankel, she's not going to do it. Period. The end. She needs $1 gazillion. Luann. Okay, Luann is on a list of people they could bring back. Alex McCord. She wouldn't do it. She doesn't live here. Ramona Singer. Yeah, she also just said she wouldn't do it. Even if Ramona would do it, she's aged out. She's 68. I love people in their 80s and 90s. Lots of them are listening to this podcast. But for TV, I'm sorry. We have to think like executives. It's not going to work. Also, Ramona is canceled by the network. We'll never see her back. She's officially canceled due to certain words. Jill Zarin. She doesn't live here and she doesn't want it. She doesn't want to be on Housewives anymore, shockingly enough. Kelly Kaloran Bensimon, she'll do it. Let's put her on the list. I don't think she's an option. Sonia Morgan, do I even need to say anything? There's no way. Someone said, oh, Bravo must be so upset they don't have cameras on this. Not really. Sonia's a liability. They're never going to work with her again. Cindy Barshop, nobody cares. Aviva Drescher does not leave her house, has agoraphobia. Carol Raswell, yes. Heather Thompson, yes. Kristen Tateman, she doesn't live here. She lives in LA. And I think after Girls Trip, she didn't make enough of a splash. So I don't think so. Dorinda Medley, yes. Jules Weinstein, nobody cares. Tinsley Mortimer would never be on TV again. Doesn't live here. Leah McSweeney is suing the network. Ebony, I love. You all hate her. Those are the only people from the past. Now we have a very short list of Luann, Kelly, Dorinda, Carol, and Heather Thompson. Luann, to me, is on brand to bring back. Dorinda is on brand to bring back. Carol Raswell, is Andy and her are reconciled? I hate to say it. She's on brand to bring back, and she has problems with Luann. It would be good Plus, she would mesh with the new people. Kelly Ben Simone, I don't think so. I think maybe I would have said yes, but after Girls Trip, no, she's not right. And she only got Girls Trip because Jill wasn't doing it and Ramona couldn't. So Kelly's not going to get this. And Heather Thompson, although Sarah's like, bring her back to talk about Diddy. Nobody wants anybody to talk about Diddy at the Bravo network on TV. I love Sarah, but no, from a producer's point of view, this isn't going to work. And I think Heather was great. Although I think they did her dirty in season 13 with it was season 13 with Ebony and Leah, and I don't think they would take her anymore. I really think the only three you could bring back, which you only need three, is Luann, Carol, and Dorinda. I think that's the solution. I just want we could do this with every franchise. We could do the same with Atlanta. We can go through who else can you bring back from Atlanta from the past? Who else from Beverly? There's not when you really go down and you say on brand, lives in the state, would do it, would mesh, age appropriate. There's not as many people as you think. So the OC had a big group to pull from. I understand why we got Gretchen back, but I don't think we have many more to go. I think JoJo LaRosa. But anyway, let me finish this article. It's and the OC has the most because they were the first. It's a balance that other housewife shows have tried, including Potomac and Atlanta. I don't know if Potomac really tried this with mixed results. Currently, Atlanta is trying to find its footing again, but it's been with a season that's alternating between rocky, the early exit of Kenya, and promising old favorite Shania and newbie Angela. Okay, that's true. It's shakeups like these, ones that carefully walk the line between old and new that tend to work best. I agree. I've been saying that for months, that old and new tend to work best. I think that would save RHONY. There's a jolt to the show without discarding what's been built over the years and what the audience has already invested in. The more I read this, is this paid for by Dorinda? Is this like the way of saying like we should do this with New York? As we watch housewives try to tackle that, as we watch Bravo try to tackle the housewives' growing pains in different ways, it's clear that there's no foolproof escape from a rut. I agree. That might have less to do with these shows hitting the 15-year mark and more to do with how our culture has changed since they launched. 15 years ago, Bravo didn't have to worry about hiring cast members that had preconceived notions about what it meant to be a real housewife. Right. They're too aware. But there's now a playbook for that role in the form of thousands of episodes of television. Some new hires lean too hard into it, while others try to subvert expectations by outsmarting it. I agree with both. You'll never outsmart it. But the key to being a great housewife isn't flipping tables, sorry, Teresa, or throwing glassware, though that does help. It's authenticity, and authenticity can't be faked. Yes. These shows thrive when they feature women who are either unafraid to be themselves, Salt Lake, or too unaware to hide who they really are, Salt Lake. Their guards need to be down, something increasingly difficult to manage in an age where everyone is accustomed to curating their persona via social media. David Yontef would be great for Housewives because what you see here is really what you get. I don't think about it. I don't edit. Sometimes I don't shower when I come on here. You know, if you try to follow, oh, he hates Teresa today, he hates Melissa today, you'll drive yourself crazy. It's in the moment authentic. That's why you listen. That's the crux of Woman Wrong with the New RHONY, which featured women who were too aware. Worst of all, they lacked any believable ties to each other. The art of making good reality television has gotten harder, and it hasn't gotten impossible. While it's jarring to watch a franchise that used to have an incredibly high success rate suddenly start dropping shows left and right and replacing them with a barrage of new offerings, we should give Housewives and Bravo some credit for trying to evolve and keep up. I do. Through trial and error, the Real Housewives franchise is trying to find its place in a cultural landscape that's vastly different from the one in which it launched, and all of the while, we in the audience are watching and judging every misstep just as we've been conditioned to do. I agree. It's a great article. I don't know if it's the end of Housewives, but I do agree. Has the Real Housewives franchise finally reached its breaking point? I love this article. I hope everyone enjoyed speaking about this. I love you all. And what are your thoughts? Yeah, I think old and new works best. Bring back Luann, Carol, and Dorinda. And or don't bring it back. Don't bring back RHONY. I don't want to see these people anymore. I was one of the ones that was rejoicing. Love you all. And anyway, this ain't good news for Teresa, which we could talk about that tomorrow too. I don't know. Anyway, let's end on a positive note. I love you guys. I love you guys.